It's your man Umar Lee here once again at the Sweat Gym here in Clayton, Missouri, right outside of St. Louis City here in St. Louis County. And I am here with David Linder, the trainer of Raymond Slick Hansen, who I just interviewed. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
I want to get a little history. How did you get involved in the sport of boxing?
Well, I'm a movie guy. First and foremost, boxing was not part of my culture. Movies were, and I loved the Rocky movies. And when I was a kid, I used to put on the gloves and duke it out with my friends. But we were playing boxing the same way kids would play Outer Space or Cowboys and Indians. It was pure fantasy. But then I became aware of the sport when guys like Mike Tyson, George Foreman, Evander Holyfield, Oscar De La Hoya really brought it into the forefront, and I realized that this is a real thing. And it was something that I wanted to do, and I finally did it as a fighter, eventually as a trainer, as a writer, and it just somehow became a big part of my life.
Now, did you grow up here in St. Louis, Missouri?
Yes, I did.
And what part of St. Louis did you grow up in?
First University City and later Ladue.
Yeah, Ladue's not a big boxing hub,
no, it's not.
For those not in St. Louis, but so I mean, I'm sure there were boxing fans out there, but obviously no local gyms to train at.
Very few boxing fans.
Very few boxing.
I never met a boxer growing up. Nobody ever talked about boxing growing up. It was a world that I didn't have a strong connection to.
Now, how old are you?
39.
Oh, you're 39. So you're about my age, yeah. I guess I grew up in North County, so I guess it'd be a little different because obviously boxing was a niche sport by the time both of us were growing up.
Yes.
But there were still quite a few boxing fans around and a few gyms, stuff like that. But that's very interesting. So you're a film guy. You've done some film. You got, well, how many films you got? I know you got.
Well, I have one feature film that's in distribution. I have one that I'm working on now, and then a lot of short films and other video projects.
What's the name of the feature film that you have out?
That's in distribution now? It's called Defiance. It's a Western.
It's a Western, right. So you got Western movies, you got a horror movie too, right?
I've got a few horror movies.
You got a few horror movies, you got a Western?
Yes, I've got Strawberry Spring, which was based on the short story by Stephen King.
Okay.
The Telltale Heart, which was based on the Edgar Allan Poe story.
Okay.
Some original horror stories that I've worked on, and right now I'm shooting a movie called The Box, which is a science fiction movie.
So you're doing all kind of stuff, man. You're all
I guess.
Yeah. I could have seen this wrong, but is Raymond in one of your films or?
He came out one day for this science fiction film that I'm working on right now.
Yeah.
He came out and he helped out. We strapped him onto a table and put a bright white light in his face. Yeah. And he is one of the abduction victims.
Nice.
In the movie. I needed a body.
Nice.
And I had a favor that I could pull. So I said, hey, I know you got your kids and everything, but meet me on the sound stage because I need to put you in this movie. And then we trained that day on the sound stage.
How about that? So doing a little bit of everything. What do you think about the future of boxing in St. Louis and the part that Raymond can play in that?
Well, what St. Louis needs are people who are doing it, people who are ambitious. And the part that he can play in it is to keep doing what he's doing, keep fighting, keep winning, and then he's playing a big part in the St. Louis scene. There are other people who are doing that. In my opinion, St. Louis boxing was reinvented with Corey Spinks.
I agree.
And then the torch was passed on to Devin Alexander. And right now, the city is hungry for its next champion. You've got guys like Stefan Young and Keandre Gibson, who are television fighters who have a lot of momentum with their career, who are undefeated. And then you've got Raymond, who's starting from the ground up. And he's doing the same thing that every accomplished fighter did before him. He's applying himself to what he does, and he's winning.
Yeah. What has been the community support you've seen so far? Have you seen a groundswell of support?
The support for him?
Yeah.
There's been a lot of support for him. At this gym, the people who come to this gym in Clayton who aren't normally boxing fans, but they see what he's doing and the interest we've generated from social media. They see what he's doing and they want to support that, whether they're boxing fans or not. When someone works hard at what they want to do and they really apply themselves, that's going to generate the interest of people, regardless of whether they're boxing fans or not. And he's got a lot of friends. He's a really popular guy. I noticed that when he was doing amateur fights, he seemed to have a following then. I'd go to the corner, and in between rounds, there'd be 30 people surrounding the corner shouting instructions at him. But so that's when I knew, even before he turned professional, that he was going to have a lot of people turning up for his fights. So every time there's a fight, there's always a good crowd in support of him.
Interesting. So you're looking forward to this card coming up, and give the people details on the card and how to get tickets if they want to.
Well, the card coming up, it's at Lumiere Casino. It's in a combination of boxing, kickboxing, and mixed martial arts. The boxing is for the last part of the card. It's all in the same ring. It's all in the same night. It's promoted by Shamrock FC. And if anybody wants tickets, they can go onto the website of Shamrock FC, or they can contact me directly on Facebook or send me an email, which is, I've been doing a lot of promoting on Facebook for the tickets, and a lot of people know about it because of that and have hit me up and asked for tickets. I've got tickets in my drawer, and if anybody wants one, let me know and we'll make it happen.
All right, there you have it from David Linder here at the Sweat Gym, and they're working hard, getting ready for the card coming up August 13th.
You got it.
All right.